Hello and welcome back to On the Workbench. Today we're taking a look at the Bit Boss from ML Tools. This is something I picked up a while back. It's been sitting in the pile of tools to get to at some point and put on camera here. And this is something I picked up a while back to go in my toolbox to help me organize my bits. Now there's a couple different styles, manufacturers of this. They all seem to probably have the same OEM and they get rebranded. Like I think Snap-on's got one that's basically the same thing. Some of these you can find have, instead of like 2 rows of stuff here, have 3, have maybe a socket rail in there. So what I picked up here is a made in USA. Let me point that out here very clearly. Made in USA. That makes me excited here. Organizing tray. Let me go ahead and slide off the cover here, or peel it off. It's kind of stuck to the back here. Not sure how I feel about that. We'll clean that up a little bit later off camera. But then with this, you can then put bits in here and then lay some long bits down. So maybe you've got some larger of your pocket hole bits or other bits that you might want to lay down, longer number 2 bits or whatever to keep track of. And then if you're so inclined with this, if you lift up to one end, you'll see there's a little tab here. You can press down on that tab, and then if you push it up, you can then actually remove the tray here. And so if you had a couple of these trays, you could mix and match the parts. Or if you decide that you need to take your bits with you out of your toolbox, take them somewhere else, you can easily do that with this. And you could also use that if you were inclined, drill a couple holes under here, mount this up on a wall, and then drop your holders right back in. Maybe instead of having your bits on the right, maybe you want them on the left. Maybe you find one of the other versions of this that's got some other combination of accessories that you want to pop in, and you can do that. And so why did I get this? Well, let's jump over to my toolbox and I'll show you why. All right, so over my toolbox, let me open the drawer here that contains my bits. So now over at the toolbox, let's open up the drawer that contains my bits for my impact driver. And we open this up here. We can see, well, first of all, you see there's a Festool pizza cutter. If you're curious about this little guy, go check out the video. It's up in a card up in the corner about the Festool pizza cutter. That's kind of an oddball tool, but hey, who doesn't want pizza while you're working on things? You got to be prepared, right? So then you can see I've got a bunch of bits in these magnetic holders. These are from Torin that I got a while back, and they've worked okay, but I could really use room to store some more bits because I'm just kind of out of space. I'd like to organize this maybe a little bit better. I need to purge through some of these old nut driver bits. I think this came with like an old socket set or something I've just kind of kept around. When I've got these magnetic Bosch ones that actually have the detent to be held in that are a little bit nicer. So I just need to kind of work through and purge my bits, but I also have various of these other long bits here, things like a Robertson number 3, a long Phillips, here we go, or square drive Robertson number 1, here's kind of a medium number 2, I've got another number 2, another longer bits there that just need to be organized rather than dumped off to the side. And so I think I can make this better. And so now I'm going to kind of load up my little bit holder tray with this, and then we'll circle back and see what kind of progress I've been able to make with these bits. All right, so I've kind of reconfigured this and put my bits in here, and what I think is a logical first guess at the order, I've got my Phillips number 2 bits right here at the front of the drawer readily accessible. And then I've got my other Phillips here, my number 3, less commonly used. Then I've got my Torx bits here, like my T25s are right here, readily accessible. Magnetic nut drivers, Robertson screws, and the ones in the back are really weird triangular screws that come up every now and then. I don't remember why I bought those, but there's something I had that had those. And then I've got these other weird nut drivers that I should probably think about parting ways with, but just haven't yet. And then I've got step bit, some other longer ones, bits there, such as posi drive. Then I got a couple plug cutters there. You'll notice how I have Some of the longer bits here laid down. This extension didn't really fit. And a couple of these over here, I wish you could get rid of some of these clips, because for some of these longer bits that are your 6-inch long bits or so, you really don't need 3 sets of clips to hold them down. It's kind of excessive. But then these round shank bits here that are Robertson number 3 or square head number 3 that have a round shank, I believe those are Metabo HBT bits if I'm not mistaken. Those are actually great because I can just pop that out and the round just comes out really easily right here because it's not really held down. Maybe just grab the one on the side here. Quite as hard as the hexagonal bits here are by comparison. They just kind of slide right in. And so I think this makes me a little bit more organized. I'm not convinced that makes me as organized as I would like. I would love to, I might come back and cut the ends off the tray there just to get my, buy myself a little more space in the toolbox here. Obviously, that's going to be up to you for what you value. If you want the extra tabs on the end to pick it up and pull it out, or you want to leave it there. The other little thing here I wish is that I could pull out each of those 3 modules separately, sort of like these magnetic bit modules that I've had. So I could grab just my Torx bits, just grab some Phillips bits, throw them up on my workbench, grab the bit I want, and go. I think that would be nice. Obviously, that's why I've got these other bit cases here. Like I've got the Spider set here that's got a little bit of everything. This has been kind of my go-to set because this is one of the few sets that actually has everything that you can pop right into an impact driver. And you don't have any of those little annoying 1-inch bits. I don't know about you, but I really don't like those. And the Spider set actually has nothing but the proper bits that fit your impact driver. From a Phillips number 1, Robertson, Torx, and some drill bits. Really handy set, by the way. If you just want a 1-piece grab and go kit. So with that, that's your look at this bit holder, bit manager here. Questions or comments? I'm curious if you've got one of these, if you've loved it, you've hated it, if it's lasted, if it's failed, or if you got one of the other variations. Like I think the Snap-on one's basically the same thing, but a little different. And Ernst has one. I'll put links to a handful of these below, and you can take a look at them yourself and see if you love them, hate them, or whatever. And with that, if you like videos like this, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a great day. Bye.